Eu estou aqui com a Helen Zak, que é presidente do TEDerCare, uma das mais importantes instituições norte-americanas de disseminação do sistema Lean na gestão da saúde. A Helen acabou de fazer uma palestra no primeiro Lean Summit de Saúde. Helen, thank you. Helen, to me, it's easy to see a Gemba in a factory, in a manufacturing process. But in a hospital, I mean, what is a Gemba in a hospital?
So it's a very good question. The Gemba is the place where work is done. So in the hospital, it would be a patient floor or a patient room where they're receiving care. In the operating room is the Gemba, if you're having surgery, the emergency room, anywhere where value is created for the patient. The lab or the X-ray machine are all examples of the Gemba in healthcare.
Okay. And in your opinion, in your experience, how Lean system can be applied, can be implemented in a Gemba in a hospital?
Okay. Lean applicability in healthcare is very big because there's a lot of waste. And Lean helps to take that waste out of the system. And so there's many examples of how Lean and the tools and techniques and principles of Lean can apply to healthcare to make it a safer, higher reliability, better care at a lower cost for the patient.
I saw that you talked about behaviors. What are the behaviors that people need to develop in a Lean management in a hospital?
Okay, very, very, very good question. Leaders need to help people solve those problems and identify the problems, but not feel like you're being punished for making a mistake. So leaders need to change that behavior.
In your opinion, what's the main tools, what's the main techniques that people need to use to get high performance in Lean management in the hospital in healthcare?
A3, so A3 and PDSA thinking is number one. That they need to use that as a way to implement and improve. Visual management, so that things are transparent and visual to everybody in the organization. And then something we call true north and alignment. A leader needs to identify what are the most important things for the organization and then help make the connections between those high level goals and down to the front lines so that people know how they fit in. So creating that alignment to true north.
Okay. I think that you travel around the world to see many hospitals, many organizations. What were the main lessons that you assimilated? The leader has to be involved and be a teacher. Without that, no matter what country you're in, the improvement will not happen if the leader doesn't support and be a role model. And what else have we seen around the world? I think of China. China?
Why? China. They don't think they have a problem. So you need to also understand that you're not perfect and that there's room for improvement.
Sure.
And some organizations in some countries don't feel like they need to improve just yet.
Today, what's the better country about management healthcare?
Oh, Brazil, of course.
Brazil?
That's very good. A good start.
Thank you. When did you start to take interest in a Lean system? You?
In Lean systems, huh?
Yes.
30 years ago.
30 years?
30 years when I was an engineer and my job was to help solve problems. But it was tough to solve the problems by yourself. And I learned early on that if you put a system in place to solve problems, then it's a lot easier on everybody and you get a lot more done faster. I've been 30 years in industry and about 5 years in healthcare.
Are you an engineer?
I am an engineer.
And it's difficult to do a transition in engineer to healthcare?
Very easy.
Very easy.
Because engineers are problem solvers. Engineers like to solve problems, and there's lots of problems in healthcare.
But there are different cultures?
Different cultures, absolutely. And healthcare is more people-centric, but the rewards of changing something in healthcare are much higher than changing something in manufacturing. When you see the results and how they affect people, it makes you want to do more in healthcare. So that's the primary difference.
Okay. You know, the public healthcare in Brazil is very, very deficient. What could you tell us about that? In your opinion, how the lean system could improve this?
Oh, okay. So yesterday we were at a public health hospital and we saw all the people waiting. But we also saw the lean efforts to create an environment where that waiting will go down, down, and down. So I see that change happening in Brazilian public system already. And there's a model with Dr. Pinto, who's been leading that effort. If you could clone him and do that in every other public hospital, you'd be in good shape.
What's more difficult, to learn, to teach the lean culture to the doctors or to the people who work with administration?
The doctors initially are a little bit harder, but once you break through and help solve a problem of theirs, then they'll come on board. Administrators are naturally looking for improvement to begin with, so a little bit more inclined, let me take that back, sorry. Both are about the same. Sometimes some of the doctors can be difficult, but that's a stereotype.
You said that 30% or 40% that work in a management healthcare is waste.
Yes.
Can you detail that? What the principal waste in a healthcare management?
All right, waste. Not doing something right the first time. And there's 8 different types of waste, but it's all about you go get your blood pressure checked. So easy, right? All you have a blood pressure cuff and somebody to put it around here. But you go into the office and first of all, the blood pressure cuff is not there, it's somewhere else. So the person has to go and find it. That's waste, right? It should be right there where you need it. Then she puts it around and there's a piece missing. So you have to go and look for it again. That's waste. And it's the accumulation of all those little things that create that 30 and 40%.
Thank you very much, Helen.
You're very welcome.
Okay.